My name's River.
And today we're going to be going over number 2 in the 11 sustainable business fails that are killing your business.
You're not posting enough on social media.
This is part of our series, the 11 sustainable business fails that are killing your business. You can download the free PDF at any time on our website, b.creativ.org, linked below. So go check it out. We're going through each one in an episode. We're on number 2 today, and let's hit it. So you're not posting enough on social media. This is an interesting one because we understand both sides of the argument. But let's start with
what you're doing.
What you're doing.
You've created a sustainable product or service. You've created a sustainable business. You're changing the business paradigm to one that is sustainable, to one that helps the planet, to one that helps humanity. And it's important for you to get your product in front of as many people as possible, as easily as possible, so that they can make an unconscious shift into sustainability to become more conscious.
You're doing everything right, and we need to get your message out there. It's super important that you raise your hand up and you say, "Hi, I'm here," and find the customers that are buying unsustainable products and convert them to buy your sustainable products. It's important not only for those customers and the benefits they will see in their own life by using organic, chemical-free products and services, but the environment, the world. We all know, climate change is a huge issue. All of these things, we don't have to teach you about those things. This is why you created your business. But there's so many people out there that either aren't educated or are educated but don't have the proper alternatives. And that's where you come in. You're doing everything right. But we need to share what you're doing with the world so that they can find you and they can buy your products and services.
And we understand the difficulty of social media, right? You want to focus on your business because that's what you do best, is business. You've created this product and service. That's your bread and butter. Social media is not everyone's bread and butter, right? And it's a time suck. It takes a lot of energy, but we know that it's needed to make this shift.
Social media is a pain in the ass. Everyone knows it. It sucks. You're not focusing on your core business when you're figuring out what to post every day, when you're figuring out what hashtags and what comment to put. And then, one of the cool parts of social media once you do post is engaging with the people who like that post and like that content. That's your community. That's your bread and butter. Those are your people. So that's kind of a cool aspect. But a lot of time and effort goes into figuring out what to post every day, and we know that it's a pain. So here we have a company that's doing all of the right things, but taking time away from the core business seems like wasted energy. But in reality, it's marketing. It's marketing for your business, and it's part of your core business to be sharing on social media.
It's part of your responsibility, right? It's part of your responsibility and part of your mission to get this product into people's hands easily. And what we know is that a lot of people don't have a lot of time, and they don't have the education to understand what it means to be fully sustainable. But they do know, based on how society is shifting right now, that they need to be sustainable and they want to be sustainable. They see green stuff everywhere. This is green, that is green, be more sustainable, go vegan. But they may not necessarily have the time because of their responsibilities with their family, with their 9-to-5 jobs, et cetera, et cetera. And all of this comes into play. And so your responsibility is to fulfill what we both consider to be one of the easiest and most abundant ways for you to invest in this distribution of information, which is social media right now.
For sure. Absolutely. Some of us sustainable customers, we know how to hunt and peck. We know how to do the research. We know how to find those products, hopefully that they exist. Find them, track them down on Google, go to their websites, buy directly from their e-commerce platforms. But, a lot of people aren't there yet. The majority of people who want to be living more greenly, more sustainably, don't necessarily know or have that extra time to go and do all that research. And people are doing the best that they can. They're trying. So it's our responsibility to make it easier on them. Go to the platforms that they're already on and share what we're doing to bring them in on the family.
As easy as possible.
As easy as
possible. Make the easiest possible switch ever. Right now you're using an unsustainable product, shampoo, toothpaste, bag of chips, whatever. And now all of a sudden your company has a solution that's sustainable, and you put that right in front of their face, and now they can say, oh, it's as easy as a click for me to become sustainable. And that's where we need every sustainable business to be.
Absolutely. And in 2020, there has never been, over the past decade, we have these channels now that have never existed before. There's never been these prolific free advertisement based channels for you to share what you're doing at no cost, besides a little bit of time and effort, to get your products and services in front of people. That's never existed before. So while it may suck 30, 40 years ago, 20 years ago, people would have dreamed of having an avenue like this to share their product and service. There's the whole, like, buying flyers and putting them out on cars. That takes a lot of investment and time, and obviously it's unsustainable. You don't have to put any money into buying flyers, buying all those things. You can more accurately and effectively use your time and energy to post on social media, and the reach that you will get from that will be way more effective than you actually think.
It kind of levels the playing field, right? We have a ton of businesses that are unsustainable right now that control the market that your business is in, and social media gives you the opportunity to level out and get the same competitive advantage that your unsustainable competitors have. And granted, some of these companies are pumping hundreds of thousands of dollars a month into advertising spend and creative development and things like that. But that's not to say that what you can create and what you can post is less valuable.
Absolutely. Your growth factors in your business are tied to switching people over from unsustainable products to sustainable products. So these unsustainable companies are your competitors. They're not maybe directly in your niche, but when you can educate and pull people from buying unsustainable products to sustainable products, you will grow. And that's your duty. That is your goal and mission, as River mentioned, in starting your sustainable company, is to help the environment, help the world, and make a living while you do it. So it's super important that you are competing at least in the same channels that the unsustainable products are, so that your message can get out in front of those people to make that change and make that shift to help the environment, help the world, and help all of us in it.
And every single shift is a win, right? Every single person that comes over, that's a win, because most of the time what's going to happen is you've had people, probably generationally speaking, who have been buying the same products because their parents bought those products and their parents bought those products. And now when they go to the store, they want to be sustainable, but they've always just done the same thing. And it's never really been easy for them to shift, And so every time they make that shift, now all of a sudden you most likely have a generational consumer or let's call it not a consumer. I want to say something better. A community member. You have someone who's going to invest in your community, in your business for the long term,
For sure. Absolutely. I'm glad you brought up long term. Sometimes maybe you have gone on social media and you've posted every couple days for a month and you didn't really see a huge spike in sales. So then it made it seem like it wasn't directly related to your core business and you decided to do other marketing channels or whatever it may be. But it's kind of like playing an instrument. You got to play it 15 minutes a day at least every day for months and years before you really start seeing the benefits of being able to be, a musician that you think sounds good. It's the same thing with social media. You can't expect to do a post a day for a couple weeks and see a huge influx in sales. But you get brand awareness. At the very minimum, you get brand awareness. And obviously growing your social account, which consistent posting is required to grow a social account, will grow your follower account, which will grow your audience, which will grow the chances that someone will see a post and share it, and then it spreads to a different community who may have not been familiar with your product or service. So you got to play the long game here, and it may not be give you that short-term gratification of instantly tying sales to posting, but it will pay off. And at very minimum, along with brand awareness, you get credibility. If someone can go to your channel and they see that you've been around for a couple years and you have a wide array of products, and your theme on your channel looks cool and people are commenting on your channel, it gives you that credibility. It gives you that social
appeal.
Yeah, social appeal and reinforcement that other people are liking what you're doing. So, and I'll come back to, it's free. It's a free form for you to go, and a free channel for you to post in. So,
and when you get to a point when you're making enough money, you can put more money into it to see a higher rate of return on your investment, right? And not just your time and creative investment, but now a monetary investment that can result from using the different ad-based platforms within those social medias. But that's not a mandatory thing up front,
Sure.
Right? The most important thing that we want to get at is post every day, post more, post a couple of times a day, use all of the resources that are at your disposal, pick a specific set of a media mix, right? Your website, Instagram, Facebook. If that's all you want to focus on, then focus on that. If you resonate better with YouTube and doing videos and things like that, then focus on that. And so, we've spent a lot of time on our own and figuring out what we want to use and how we want to use it and what resonates most with us, and deciding to do this podcast and to create a dialogue around sustainable business for sustainable businesses to get some insight into what's going on in the community. Where can I connect with my peers?
Mm-hmm.
Where can I find other sustainable business owners, entrepreneurs, professionals that are doing what I'm doing and help me solve the problems that I'm running into every day. And that's part of the reason why we started this business in the first place, was to come together and to build that community and to connect with other like-minded social entrepreneurs who are trying to build a business and shift a paradigm.
For sure. Absolutely. That's why we're doing this. This is why we're here, because we want to help you get your message out in the world. It's super important for all the sustainable businesses to kind of collaborate, or at least learn from one another, so that we can share a more sustainable and better way of living with the world, and give everyone the alternatives and options that they need, so that the earth can live and can be healthy and can thrive. So
with us symbiotically living on it,
right,
as opposed to us being this kind of leechy parasite that takes and never gives back. And just to create a circular system, I think, is super important for us.
For sure.
Do you have some closing words for us?
Okay, so again, you're an awesome business, man. We gotta share what you're doing. You gotta get the word out. It's super important. We know it sucks. It doesn't have to suck, but we have this kind of internal feeling that it takes us away from what we feel like we should be doing in the business. And that's just something we need to overcome. Get out there, post, share. I think you'll be surprised if you post consistently, what might happen, who in the community might find you. It's going to be super cool, and if you change one person's mind a week, a month, and switch them from buying something that's hurting the planet to helping the planet, it's a huge win. Huge. And you should be super happy and proud of yourself for accomplishing that. It's really, there's never been platforms that have existed in the past that allow you to get your message out there so easily. And it's your duty in the mission of your company and your goal to help humanity to share as far and wide as you possibly can.
100% agreed. 100% agreed. It's something that we all need to take responsibility over, and by seeing other companies that are unsustainable on those platforms dominating the space, it's just even more incentive and should be even more inspiring for us and you as sustainable business owners to say, I want to make this fun. I want to make this an enjoyment thing because I know that it's something that I need to do to be able to remove the unsustainable competitors from their current space, and to take that market share and to convert as many people as possible.
If people are only seeing unsustainable products everywhere they go, they're going to keep buying them. So it's our duty to make sure they're not only seeing those, that they're seeing your products. And if they're seeing your products, it may not sink in the first time or the second time or the first week or the second week or the first month or the second month, but eventually they'll become aware of what you're doing. It's a natural shift to have an emotional connection with a more natural product or service that is in harmony with the earth. Companies spend millions of dollars to create an artificial connection with their product and service that has no benefit to society or humanity or really even that human. So it's just a matter of time between these people have that emotional connection with your product. As long as they see it, as long as it's presented to them, people are on their phones, they're on social media, that's where you'll score that connection. And again, it's our duty to help society and humanity and the environment to make that connection happen.
For sure. So thank you guys for joining us on this episode of The Push. We would love to hear from you. We help sustainable businesses create content, to market, to develop digital products, and a large variety of other services. If you have any questions or concerns about how you can improve your sustainable business, reach out to us either via email or through the comments, and we would love to start a discussion with you about anything that you have on your mind or any things that you've seen within the market space that are helpful to other businesses, and that would be beneficial to share with people so that we can all kind of come together in this community and evolve sustainable businesses.
Totally. And we know your time is valuable, and maybe posting on social media takes your time away from your core business. So we actually do have a product called the Content Jaguar that could give you a better return on your time. Your hourly time per hour that you put on your own time is probably way more than what the Content Jaguar would ever charge or ever want to charge. So check it out. Maybe it'll help you post on social media more. If not, no big deal. We're glad you came and checked us out, and we look forward to coming back and sharing episode 3 with you.
Yeah, until next time.
See ya.